Donald Trump's not even president yet. Have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their Hamas leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey, America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously, and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war.
This is the Trump effect. Donald Trump is not even in the White House yet. He's just been elected and the world is already changing for the better. Let's watch together.
Calling for term limits in from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs.
What's it been, 4 or 5 days? Donald Trump isn't even president yet. He's president-elect. It's been 4 days as I'm recording this video and 5 days as you're seeing this video. And already it feels like the world is healing already. Frankly, it feels like America standing on the world stage is actually making a difference for the first time in 3 years and 10 months. You know, just like that, all of a sudden, America has an impact on the world. I wonder what that could be.
I wonder as well. Let's watch the next clip about the Trump effect and what it is.
Well, we begin with a look at what some are calling the Trump effect. Yeah, it's already happening. It appears to be unfolding in the wake of his landslide victory and just 6 days out. Well, within 72 hours, that short little window of becoming president-elect, look at all that's happened. Trump appointed the first female White House chief of staff in U.S. history, the Party of Women. And here's a live look at the Dow as it hits a new record high along with the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. That's right, economic gains. And then the latest migrant caravan that was heading towards our border shrunk by half. Reuters is specifically citing Trump as the reason many of these migrants turned around. New York City announced it would stop giving free debit cards to migrants. That happened too. And yet, looking abroad, Hamas says it wants an immediate end to its war with Israel. How about that for time?
People are very, very optimistic about the Trump presidency, and that's exactly why the stock market is roaring, and people around the world are starting to appreciate America's might once again, and they want to be on the right side of history, on the side of Trump.
Timing. And Trump has already spoken to Ukrainian President Zelensky, and Russia says it's ready to talk with the president-elect about the war. The European Union, meanwhile, is considering replacing Russian oil with oil exported from right here in the USA. And listen to this, the Taliban wants to start a, quote, new chapter with the U.S. Maybe they remember when Trump called their leader, sent him a satellite picture of his home, and said, I will annihilate you unless you protect American troops abroad. Maybe they remember that. And even China announced its hopes for a peaceful coexistence with the U.S. So much for invading Taiwan. I thought that was coming. All that in 72 hours, and Trump will still be president-elect for another 70 days. Look, Harris, it really is remarkable what not even being president will do. Reuters said this, and this is a Wire publication. A caravan of thousands of migrants traveling through Mexico with the hopes of reaching the U.S. had shrunk to about half its original size as many migrants grapple with their prospects following Trump's victory.
Well, considering that so many...
Yep. I think Donald Trump is gonna do amazing things. We will see if he can actually keep the promises that he made during his campaign, but people are very, very hopeful about what Trump is going to do. Let's watch the next clip.
He's not even in office yet, but President-elect Donald Trump has put world leaders on notice.
From tariff threats and hardball border policies to pulling back support from overseas wars, the new administration has vowed to usher in a new era when it comes to foreign policy. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the details from Washington.
A solid solemn day for President-elect Trump, attending a funeral in Palm Beach, Florida for 3 fallen sheriff's deputies. Since winning the election, he's spent most of his time holed up at Mar-a-Lago, preparing with his transition team to bring radical change to Washington.
He's not even inaugurated yet. The Trump effect is real. World leaders are coming to the table. Our border is going to be secure.
Trump has made some serious promises for day one of his presidency. He's threatened to impose tariffs on goods from Canada, Mexico, and China if those countries don't take steps to curb the flow of illegal migrants and fentanyl into the U.S. Since that warning, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau paid a visit to Mar-a-Lago, and Mexico's president spoke by phone with Trump and wants to meet with him, too.
And I think at the end of the day, Trump will prevail. I think that instead of paying these tariffs, I think China and Mexico will help keep these drugs out of our country.
But Trump's
Yeah, nobody wants a trade war with the United States. Everybody wants to be with Trump, and going to a trade war with tariffs is going to be bad for everybody, honestly. Hopefully the situation gets resolved soon, but I think Trump is just using tariff as a lever, as a negotiating lever, to have power in the negotiation, to have the upper hand, basically.
What do you make of the significance of Trump ringing the bell on Wall Street?
Well, I just can't stop smiling when I see that, because it was the most amazing moment when all these traders on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange started chanting USA, USA. You know, it's so interesting because remember, Kamala Harris, when she was running, said she was going to bring joy back to America. I guess by losing, she has brought joy, because Trump is, I mean, this is the Trump effect right now, Will, where people, everywhere I go, people are confident, they're optimistic, they have a little more of a hop in their step. But that's true even, Will, of Democrats. Many of my Democrat friends say, hey, you know, this guy's going to bring back the American economy. So it's a very positive thing.
Yeah. I think Trump can do great things. I think he has much more experience now in his second term than he had in his first term. And this is why the stock market is going up and up and up and up. People are very hopeful and very confident that Donald Trump will do great things for Americans and America's economy. We will see what happens and report it all right there on the channel. Let's hear about what Trump had to say about this.
Since the election, the stock market has broken one record after another. The biggest gain of stock market after an election in history. That's a good sign. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points, which is a record. That's a record. Bitcoin has surged to an all-time record high of $108,000. Congratulations. Congratulations. And just last week, in an overwhelming statement of confidence in our leadership, the CEO of SoftBank, a very highly respected man in Asia, Masayoshi Son, you probably saw it announced that he will be investing, and only because I won the election, he made that clear, only because he has confidence in the United States, between $100 billion and $200 billion. And he's going to be investing. It's equal to about 100,000 jobs at least. And all over the world, people are investing now. They're starting the investments, and it's going to be a beautiful thing with the jobs.
It's gonna be a beautiful thing. People ultimately voted for Trump because they wanted change. They wanted change from Biden and Kamala, the terrible things that they did over the last 4 years. They want Trump back because they are confident that Trump will put their interests first. He will put America's interests first and work for the people to cut down inflation, reduce the cost of living, and illegal immigration, and ultimately bring peace and prosperity back all over the world. We will see what happens. Hopefully, he will be able to do that and keep all of the promises that he made during his campaign. We will see what happens. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video with me, and click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.